Hi, my name's Rep Beal and I'm in beautiful El Dorado Hills, just outside my office, and we're continuing our series of how to protect your child's financial future if they have special needs. And in this week, we're going to talk about rethinking asset distribution. I just did a newsletter article on it. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's on our website. But I want to talk about it as well here and give some live examples and scenarios to think about it differently. Well, take a moment. We love our children equally, so we treat them differently, right? And all throughout raising our kids, we're trying to do whatever it takes to set them up for success. This means each one of our kids we have to talk to a little differently. We have to discipline a little differently because they have unique needs, unique capabilities, and influences. And so the way we try and raise them is to meet them where they're at. But when it comes to finances, we're so fearful of doing that, and we want everything to be absolutely equitable. But this also falls true when we have a child experiencing disabilities and they have limited work capabilities or unable to work at all. We really need to think of setting them up differently. And it doesn't mean that you love your other children less. All it means is we have to support one of your loved ones differently. Let me give you some scenarios. Let's give you a case where there's limited resources and you don't know how much is going to be passed on to the next generation. It's a little tighter for yourself, but you have 3 kids. 2 of them are working. They're financially stable, they have kids of their own, and they'll be able to build up their own nest egg, but you have one who is unable to work, he's on government benefits. How do you think we should think about this asset distribution? Well, I would like to challenge you to think about putting more money or redistributing the wealth towards your child with special needs so that they are prepared, right? And that they have the resources needed to care for themselves. And what this is going to do is ensure that they have the roof over their head, that they got the resources needed to supplement government benefits, because we know government benefits are supplements. They weren't originally designed to be all comprehensive solutions, but they are supplements to enhance the quality of life. And what this can do as well is relieve some of the stress on the other 2 siblings without disabilities, because now they don't feel like as much financial strain needs to go on to them, right? It's a support for the whole family. And the key in this scenario is making sure you communicate your why, your reason behind it, and the financial situation at hand. And that way, everyone is set up well. There may be other situations where you have significant estate, right, with a bunch of different type of assets. Well, if you have a significant estate with a bunch of different type of assets, your child with special needs may not need a third of it in the scenario where there's 3 kids. It may be way too much for his needs. It may also be way too complex for their needs. They may not need a bunch of rental real estate properties or businesses, but really liquidity to generate income for their lifetime as financial support. And this might be a scenario where you're passing on a smaller percentage in the amount of their need to make sure they're really comfortable. And then the rest to go to your other 2 siblings to ensure you're really building legacy and can handle a more complex balance sheet. That takes really looking at the balance sheet and setting each one of them up well and properly changing the balance sheet structure for each one of them to set them up for success based on where they're at in their life. There may be other situations where it actually does make sense to do equal distribution, but it takes rethinking your estate and not just letting it go with the status quo, because we love our children equally. We must treat them differently to set them all up for success. The key, and I try and pound this on the table every week, is communication. Talk with your family, talk with the support team so that they know the plan, they know your heart, and that really is the key to success. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me and we can look at your specific situation. Look forward to seeing you next week.